Isn't it time for illegal ham in the face? But bro, where's the banjo?
Some Cleveland sports shows try to give you hot takes, but only one can give you a big old piece of hot ham. Welcome to Illegal Ham to the Face. Talking all Cleveland sports. And don't forget our Fat Boy Tuesday, where we also ham it up with some fun food topics. Without further ado, let's serve up some ham. Here are the Ham Boys, Fatty and Big Bri.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome on in on another Tuesday episode of Illegal Ham to the Face. I am Jared Fatty Bates. He is Big Bri. My brother, how you doing?
Hey, living the dream. I'm telling you, it's pumped for the last game of football that matters for, probably the next 8 months or so. So I'm ready.
Yeah, tonight's our Super Bowl special. We will have a guest on here a little bit later for our Fat Boy Tuesday. Super friend of the show. You guys will recognize him once he comes on. We'll also talk little Groundhog's Day, little head coaching news, and trade rumors are going nuts here for your Cleveland Cavaliers. And then also our top three bets that we got for the Super Bowl coming up. So stay tuned for that. Bri, our show is always brought to you by Harold Q and Lake Erie APA. We do have to get the Illegal Ham to the Face fantasy football belt. You're going to have to relinquish it. You're going to have to give that thing up. I know you don't want to.
Right over there. Been staring at me all night.
You're going to have to give it up. You're going to have to give it up to Phillips at some point in time. So,
all right, well deserved. He had a good season.
He did. And it's also brought to you by City Dogs Cleveland, which we love dearly. If you can adopt a dog, do it. It's definitely cold outside. But if you can't adopt, donate, do whatever you can to help out a city dog from City Dogs Cleveland. All right, Bri. So we're going to start the show. We want to, everybody gets something wrong from time to time. Last week, we had news at the time that Shieldhouse was in the building with the Browns staff for about 6 hours on Monday night before we started our show on Tuesday. And that kind of led a lot of people to believe that Shieldhouse was going to be our next head coach. But, Bri, we got Monken. And we got Todd Monken now as our new head coach. And we'll get into that here a little bit later. But just wanted to throw it out there. I didn't want everybody to think. We did hear that Shieldhouse was there, and Andrew Berry loves Shieldhouse. So, but we'll get into that a little bit later. But, Bri, you got any shout-outs this week, my friend?
I got a couple quick birthday shout-outs. Today is my mother-in-law's birthday, so shout-out to Janet. And I think Friday is my sister-in-law's birthday. So shout-out to Shailene. The milestone birthday. I guess that's all I'll say about that. So, couldn't be happier. Two lovely ladies.
All right. I do not have any shout outs tonight. So we will just dive right into our show, and we're going to bring up trivia, Bri, because a lot of news is coming around for your Cavs, and we're going to have some fun with it coming right up. All right, Bri, your Cleveland trivia tonight, which is always brought to you by City Dogs Cleveland. Please go adopt a city dog. Help them out in a time of need. It's cold outside. They need a warm home to go to. Why don't you go adopt a city dog and wrap them up in a blanket in your house and keep them warm for the rest of their lives? All right, Bri, you ready?
Oh, yeah.
Are you sure you're ready for this?
No, probably not. You said it was basketball, so I'm still in football mode. That's my wheelhouse, so you might have a chance here.
All right. So Justin's just cracking up parent jokes right now in the comments, and I'll give it. It's actually a pretty good one. I have to bring that one up to my kids later. But Bri,
okay.
Rumors are swirling. James Harden for Darius Garland. What are you talking about? But it's sounding like it's closer and closer, and they're trying to hammer out a deal So, Bri, I ask you, what NBA teams has James Harden played for his entire career in the NBA?
My goodness. Can you give me the number? How many?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The Cavs would be the 6th team in his NBA career.
Okay, that's not as many as I thought. I was actually thinking of the guy the Cavs just got, Schroeder.
Mm-hmm.
That dude played for like half the league. He's the quarterback. What's his name? Josh Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
The backup who's played for like 15 teams. Yeah.
Tyler
To me,
Huntley.
that's Schroeder.
Tyler Huntley.
I would say Schroeder's got Huntley beat, but yeah, Huntley's on somebody's practice squad all the time.
Josh McCown?
Yeah, I have a hard time really remembering him, but yeah, I remember. Wasn't there a picture of like all his kids wearing his different jerseys from all the teams he was on? So yeah, that's probably fair. All right, so I need 5 teams here, huh?
5 teams that James Harden has played for. And then we will bump the sounder, Brian. We will go straight into Cavs talk because of this trivia. And we'll get the rumors swirling because the trade deadline is up here on Thursday. But let's bump the headlines, baby. All right, so your Cleveland headlines starting out tonight, Brian. Trade rumors are swirling. As of last I checked, Brian, we are in the rumor mill with James Harden for Darius Garland. Anthony Davis has been mentioned to be coming to the Cavs. Also, Giannis, not even going to try to pronounce his last name. It's Antetokounmpo.
You know it, by he's a top 5 player in the world. You know his last name.
His damn last name.
Okay, all right. I won't make you try that.
I know what it is, but I can't say it.
You're close.
Okay, but those are the links so far. The one that's got legs right now is James Harden for Darius Garland, and it's pretty much sounding like it is going to be a salary dump for the Cleveland Cavaliers if this goes out. So they're pretty much getting rid of Garland, bringing in James Harden, and then after this year, because his contract is up, you're getting rid of, what is it, $30 million or whatever the hell it is. So, Bri, how do you feel about maybe a 37-year-old James Harden who doesn't play defense coming to play side by side with Donovan Mitchell?
Yeah, certainly the news isn't great. A little, I wouldn't say not great. I would say it's a little underwhelming. But at the same time, like Darius Garland has just been a disappointment in the postseason. And I know Harden hasn't had a great postseason either in his career. But I feel like I know how the story ends with Darius Garland. It ends with him being banged up, him maybe having 1.5 good games in the postseason, and other than that, just kind of, is he going to play? Is he not going to play? Where was Darius Garland? We've had all these discussions before, so it's almost a similar conversation that we were having with the Browns. Like, is Monken better than Stefanski? I don't know. It's the unknown. But I know how the season will go next year with Stefanski. So if I know that already, might as well try something different. I don't have huge hopes for James Harden, but it's something different. And like you said, hopefully maybe it will give us some flexibility with the cap next year and the following year. But ultimately, I think even though, Kobe Altman's the one who's pulling the trigger here, you have to consult Donovan Mitchell. And I think we're at the point finally where, this is it. This season means a lot to the Cavs. And so we have to go for it. We can't just do what we've done every other year and then watch it unravel in the second round of the playoffs again. So you have to do something. So I'm happy to hear that they're actually open to making a deal. So I love the Harden trade. Not really. I mean, his numbers still aren't terrible. His numbers are okay, but his shooting percentages aren't anything special. He's a volume shooter. He's going to try to get to the line with some of the funkiest intentionally drawn fouls that you'll ever see. And they work somehow, some way. The refs still haven't caught on to it. But so it's not going to be pretty. His game isn't pretty. He doesn't play a ton of defense. He manages to put up some points. He doesn't play defense, but he puts up points. He's somebody that you can go to, I feel like. Now, he'll have off nights too where you can't go to him, but to hopefully take the burden off of Mitchell in those postseason games, because right now we don't have anybody. Evan Mobley can't do it. Darius Garland, maybe if you're lucky, if he's healthy and if he's feeling good that night, maybe he can help. So you really need somebody, a second scoring option. And honestly, last year it was like Ty Jerome at times, at least in the Heat series. And he went ice cold in the Pacers series. But yeah, for whatever reason, they chose Lonzo Ball over Ty Jerome. They chose Sam Merrill over Ty Jerome. And I feel like we've been trying to recover from that ever since. But yeah, the James Harden stuff doesn't get you super excited. But he's a decent passer. That's something that maybe goes unnoticed by some people, but he can get the ball to your bigs. So he can handle the ball. He's much more healthy than Darius Garland has been over their careers. So yeah, it wouldn't be my number one choice, but at this point, I'm just willing to shake things up, and that's what I've been begging for really since the Knicks series a couple years ago. Like Darius Garland, Jared Allen. Even though I don't know if we're going to talk about Jared Allen's all-time great game.
Oh, we are.
What did he have? 39, 38, 40?
I think he had 40, and what did it end up with? 16,
15,
40?
16. So in true Jared Allen fashion, as soon as the calendar hits February and you get to play the god-awful Trailblazers, he puts in a superstar performance. Now he'll probably give you a third of that those numbers in March and April and May when you actually need him. But right now he looks great. So hopefully, and my greatest hope is that he's showing people, hey, maybe he's got something. Maybe we can trick these other teams to thinking that Jared Allen still has something and has a higher ceiling than what he's shown in the past.
Well, those are the other trade rumors, and it sounds like Jared Allen might be on the chopping block. Evan Mobley has been mentioned because you would have to do a Mobley for Giannis if you're going to go after Giannis.
Right.
I don't know if they swing that hard, Bri, but I mean, if they do swing like that, I mean, it's a complete all-in move for this year and maybe next year, depending on how everything goes. But I mean, I as soon as I heard the rumors about James Harden, I'm like, ugh, because I remember old James Harden and being malcontent and being just I mean, he doesn't play defense. He does whatever he wants to do. I remember, what was it at Houston when there's one of your teams.
I had him. I got my team, my 5.
Okay, at Houston when he was, crying like a baby that he didn't want to be there anymore and trade me, I'm not playing anymore, that kind of stuff. I hope we don't get that, but it's just James Harden has always kind of he's kind of turned me off. Like, there's people that are just individuals in the NBA, and then there's people that will play as a team in the NBA. Like Kevin Durant, yes, he's a great individual, but he'll play with a team. LeBron will play with a team. It feels like James Harden just wants to play for James Harden and not play for anybody else.
Sure. Oh, yeah. I mean, he gives you him and Russell Westbrook are like very similar players to where they're going to put up crazy numbers, but you don't know how much they really affect winning. They've never really won much in their career. Is that because they're more worried about putting up stats? Like, you have the concern that if Harden comes here, how will that affect Donovan Mitchell? So I think that's something you have to consider. But right now, I don't know if the Cavs have a ton of options because I don't think there's teams lining up for Darius Garland right now.
No, and like with this move, I'm kind of okay with it because, like you said, the injury history with Garland. Plus, it gets some money off the books for you to either A, try to re-sign Donovan Mitchell, which will be coming up here very soon. You'll have to re-sign him. But man, the one that's kind of intriguing me right now is, I mean, do you think they swing and try to get Giannis here?
I think you can try, but I don't even know if you have enough to give the Bucks. I don't know what the other offers are going to be. Obviously, you start with Evan Mobley.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot trade Donovan Mitchell. If you trade Donovan Mitchell, it's almost, what's the point of doing that? Although now that I'm talking about it, we always talk about how Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell are the same player. So you get rid of one, we all assume it would be Darius Garland, but maybe get rid of Donovan Mitchell. I don't think they do that, but I could maybe talk myself into, okay, now we have just one small guard and you bring in Giannis. But what's more realistic is trading Evan Mobley because that's your biggest trade chip. So I think, will that be enough? Probably not. I'm going to have to give up Mobley and Garland and draft picks if I'm being totally clear-minded. I think they're going to demand a haul because they do have teams lined up for them. And do the Cavs really want to blow it up like that just for one player? In the past, they have been reluctant to do it because they keep buying in and doubling down on this big four. But I don't know. Maybe they're starting to get frustrated. Maybe they're starting to realize that you have to go for it this year. But yeah, honestly, Mobley for Giannis trade kind of reminds me of, to bring it back to the Browns, where the Browns were at with Baker Mayfield. Like, we have a good enough team right now to get us to the second round of the playoffs. Do we want to go for a championship? And credit, I know it smells like a stinky porta potty now, but credit to the Cleveland Browns for actually making a move to get over the hump. And it completely blew up in their face, as maybe Giannis blows up in your face. Maybe he leaves. Maybe he's never healthy again. Maybe he just can't play with Donovan Mitchell. But yeah, the Cavs are in a similar spot that the Browns were in with Baker Mayfield, to where, yeah, he can get us to the second round, but eventually you want more and you want to take that big swing, like you said. And for the Browns, it was trading a ton of picks for Deshaun Watson. For the Cavs, it would be trading, a guy whose number could be hanging in the rafters if he played his whole career in Cleveland, for Giannis Antetokounmpo, who might give you 3 or 4 really good years. Are you going for that championship? Like, we're so focused right now on, let's just make it out of the East. We have to do what we can to make it out of the East, and not thinking that once you get out of the East, you probably have to play the Thunder. And no matter what move they make, unless they get Giannis, you're probably not going to be favored to beat the Thunder in the finals. So
still
do you want to make a
chance, Bri? You still got to punch your
chance.
Well,
yeah. Any team that makes it to the finals has a puncher's chance. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander could get hurt in game 1, break his kneecap like Kyrie, and then, now we're the favorites. But you can't count on this Cavs team against the Thunder. People are going to pick you in 5 if they're generous, or people are going to pick the Thunder in 5 if you're generous.
Yeah.
So, yeah, to get Giannis is the one move that you could make. And I don't even know how realistic it is to make the move, because I don't really understand or follow this second apron. What can you do with the salary cap? But as far as compensation wise, yeah, you're going to have to give up Evan Mobley, and that means potentially mortgaging your future a little bit. But I think we could all agree that we've seen enough Evan Mobley to understand that he will never be a Giannis.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I think so too. Like he's going to be a great player. He's just not going to be elite of elite.
Offensive superstar.
Yeah, like what you're seeing from Jaren Jackson in Memphis. People like that. So, and plus he got traded today too. So
I saw that. The Jazz.
Also, names to keep an ear out for. A lot of rumors going around about Max Strus, Lonzo Ball, and Larry Nance Jr., along with Amari Bryant. So those names keep coming up. I know Lonzo Ball, they're kind of and Max Strus, I get Max Strus right now because of the way that Jalen Tyson's playing and Tomlin are playing for this team right now. They're going to, kind of keep younger. But those are the kind of names that are heading out there. Like I said, the trade deadline's on Thursday. So we'll have more next week and, see if the Cavs make a big swing. But it does sound like Harden and Garland, both teams are trying to hammer out this deal. And, Brian might come down on right now on the network as we're kind of still talking here. So
do you want to break some news? Do you know?
I don't have it yet. It still keeps rumbling. Even 20 minutes ago, they still keep saying they're still trying to work out a deal.
Go ahead, break the news. Give us some news.
No. I did that last week. It didn't work out so well, did it?
All right, good. Well, yeah. So if you break it, then that means it probably won't happen. So stay away.
Yeah, I'm staying away from it. I don't want to jinx it like I did Nathan Shieldhouse, and we will get into that now, Bri. Cleveland Browns have got their head coach. Is it enough Monken? Not enough Monken? We're about to find out, but it is Todd Monken, who is now your Cleveland Browns head coach at 59 years old, his first NFL stint as a head coach. He has been offensive coordinator previously for the Baltimore Ravens, also Tampa Bay Buccaneers back in the day with Jameis Winston. Maybe we can bring back Jameis. Also was a head coach for Southern Miss and brought them out of the doldrums of 0-12 or whatever they were in back in the day. But Todd Monken is your new head coach for the Cleveland Browns. He did have his press conference today. Give me your thoughts and feelings about the hire.
Initially, I was shocked when I first heard the news, but then, as all Browns fans do, we kind of come to the realization that it's the Browns and expect the worst. That may be too strong. Expect the worst, but expect the unexpected, because we all felt, like you said, at this time last week, we were like, all right, Shieldhouse or Schwartz. We got to figure out who we're getting. And maybe the worst kept secret was LaFleur, the Rams OC, going to the Cardinals. And so I think that's maybe played a part in why we still don't know, and we'll never know. Did they offer Shieldhouse a job, and did he tell them, no, I'd rather be the OC of the Rams, which is fully possible. Why would you want to be the number one guy of a bad team when you could be the number two guy or three guy of a championship quality team?
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, we thought, okay, is it Shieldhouse? If it's not Shieldhouse, if he turns us down, then it's probably Schwartz. And, typical Browns fashion, they stun you and they go for door number 3. And, initially it felt like a gut punch because, for all this time we were talking ourselves into, we said for weeks that we kind of wanted Schwartz because he brings accountability. He's a proven commodity in that building. He's made that defense great, and he's a football guy. And so if you're going to go football guy, a little older guy, keep him in-house and, just have him run the team. Whereas if you want to go young guy, genius guy, Shieldhouse, certainly checks a lot of boxes there. And so Monken was almost like an afterthought. And then you hear the news, and yeah, I don't know. I'm still recovering. I think what the Browns were thinking was, like I said, I think Shieldhouse maybe didn't have a ton of interest in the Browns because one year is Sean McVay's offensive coordinator and Matthew Stafford's offensive coordinator. He'll have much better opportunities than the Cleveland Browns. And so Jim Schwartz was just kind of left there holding the bag. And I think they had settled on, we want an offensive guy. Like our defense is good enough. How much credit they give Schwartz, I don't know. Like, do they just think, well, we have Myles Garrett, we have Schlesinger, we have Denzel Ward, we have Grant Delpit, we have a lot of great pieces. So, we just need a decent defensive coordinator, but we really need somebody to take this offense in a new direction. And they probably just didn't like whatever Schwartz was telling them for his plans for the offense, because that's what the head coach has to do. You have to look out for offense, defense, and special teams. And so, yeah, it didn't go over well. I'm sure it didn't go over well for Jim Schwartz, but here we are. We got our guy that hopefully will hold people accountable, has experience, and is an offensive guy. So he does check some boxes, but I don't know. It's hard to get super excited because the Browns were the only team that were really considering him, and he basically essentially got fired from Baltimore. And thankfully, I mean, I guess one thing he has already done well for this organization was from what we've heard, he got John Harbaugh fired from the Ravens because Harbaugh didn't want to get rid of Monken, so they both were out.
Yeah, Brian, it was. I mean, dare I say, it's a rabbit punch. Like you said, we've heard all the news. We thought it was between Schwartz and Shieldhouse, and then hey, Monken out of nowhere, here he comes. I explained to it as a WWE wrestler. The match is going on in the ring, and the guy comes in with the hood from the crowd, and then hits a couple finishers, and they're like, "Oh my God, who's this guy?" And then it's Todd Monken. Todd Monken's that guy. And I don't even know how to explain it because I'm torn in so many ways about this hire, Bri. Because you're thinking one way because you thought that they were going to go younger. You thought they were going to try to get an up and comer. You thought that they were going to go, the 30-year-old route of the hot new offensive guy coming in. You didn't think and when Monken's name was thrown in, it was like, all right, well, they're giving him a look because they're giving him a look. And then it happens, and you're just like, I'm still kind of caught off guard. Like, I mean, obviously it's happened. He's going to be our head coach, whether I like it or not. And whether I take my, 6-year-old, Oreo cookies off to the side and pout about it, which it has happened before. But I don't get it. Like, he's never been a head coach in the NFL. And a lot of people are saying, well, hey, he's got an adaptable offense. His offense isn't like this kind of scheme. He kind of schemes it up for, the rest of the offense. Okay, that's great. Well, what's he going to do? We don't have an offensive line right now. We don't have wide receivers. So how is this going to work when everything comes together? Like, how big of a part is he going to be during the draft? Is he going to be able to draft who he wants to, or is this all going to be Andrew Berry? It's all these questions that I have. I do have to say the press conference I did like today. It wasn't the Kevin Stefanski robot press conference. At least you got some shits, damn, and bitches in there throughout the press conference. At least you showed some sort of emotion. I mean, he wouldn't commit to Shador Sanders or Watson as cute quarterback, of course. But, I mean, that's what everybody's kind of thinking is he's brought in to be grooming Shador Sanders. That's who he wanted in Baltimore. That's who they tried to draft and blah, 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 blah. Is that the case? We don't know. We weren't behind closed doors. What's he going to do for the offense? Because it sounds like he's brought in all his guys from Baltimore, which is, hey, Baltimore's offense wasn't bad. I'm not going to say it wasn't, but it's also Baltimore with, Lamar Jackson, a star wide receiver, 2 tight ends that were stud tight ends, and an offensive line. You don't have that here, bud. You're starting from scratch. And then what are we going to do on defense? Jim Schwartz pretty much packed up his bags and left after everything. Said goodbye to the coaching staff on the defense, packed up his stuff and left. Everybody's like, well, he's got to come back. He's under contract. He don't have to do shit if he doesn't want to. He can sit at home and not get paid. Like, if you thought you were going to get that job and then they pass you up for an offensive coordinator that's the same age, that you have more head coaching experience than, and they're like, well, he'll come back. The 49ers job got taken, blah, blah, blah. We don't know that. We don't know what's going to happen with Jim Schwartz. And to be honest, if I was in Jim Schwartz's shoes, I wouldn't want to come back. At the time, you're telling all these other teams that you got to pair with me. Are you going to be okay with this guy as a head coach? Are you going to be okay with this guy as a head coach and stay here as a defense coordinator? They're telling head coaches coming in for the interview, Jim Schwartz is our defense coordinator. He's staying here. You have to be okay with this. Maybe he wasn't.
We don't know that though.
Oh, Jimmy,
we assume everybody says that, and that's become the narrative. But nobody knows. Nobody knows a damn. That's why nobody said Todd Monken has a chance at this. Everyone's saying Shieldhouse and Schwartz, and then find out absolutely nobody knows other than Andrew Berry and Jimmy Haslam.
It's just crazy, Bri. You thought you were getting one. I honestly thought it was going to be, after deliberating about it, I thought it was going to be Shieldhouse. I really did. And then Schwartz was going to stick around as a defensive coordinator, kind of like we talked about before, that Shieldhouse was going to be a head coach. Schwartz was going to be the Wade Phillips, and it was kind of like the LA Rams setup and go from there. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm like, okay, 60-40. I'm like, about to hire until we see what happens. Because there's been so many offensive coaches hired in for this Cleveland offense that, Bri, let's say it hasn't taken off since what? Was it 2007 with the Derek Anderson and, the greatest show in turf with that team? I mean, are we going to go back?
That was last time our passing offense looked good.
Well, besides Josh Gordon.
Well, besides Josh Gordon, yeah. The offense in general has looked good with Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb running the ball. Yeah,
but not the passing game.
Right.
So that's kind of the thing. I'm kind of excited to see what it is. I mean, I'm okay with it. I mean, it is what it is. Obviously, I can't change it. I still have my preferential treatment that I, would love somebody else other than Todd Monken. But even hearing him now, dude, hey, that press conference, it sounded like a guy that you see at the VFW smoking a cigar at the end, just the way he talks, that raspy voice. I bet you at the end of every game, he's not going to have a voice.
Yeah, like it reminded me of was the Cavs coach John Lucas. Well, even JB Bickerstaff never had a voice.
Oh yeah, JB. Yeah. I forgot about JB.
But he hasn't been coaching for over a month, so he should be, as Kevin Stefanski says, full-throated. I told you before the show, I didn't listen to the whole press conference today, but I listened to maybe half or so, and I was getting Freddie Kitchen vibes. It doesn't sound great for you or probably anybody else to hear that, but I got like this rah-rah guy who's kind of happy to be here, who just kind of thinks he has it all figured out, but I don't know. And like I told you, he could. Nobody's ever won anything in a press conference. We all know the Siriannis, the Liam Cohens had terrible opening press conferences, and then they turned out to be Dan Campbell. Yeah, turned out to be great coaches. So I'm not going to say just because I wasn't blown away today that he can't be have success with this organization. But I don't feel great about any better about him after that press conference, I would say. But our hopes with finding a head coach would be finding somebody who was a football guy, who knew what they were doing, had experience, and above all else would hold guys accountable. And I believe at this point that he will do that. Now, with him dapping up Shador Sanders and, oh, hey, man, we should have drafted your ass last year. Like, that doesn't give me feeling great about, he just wants to be buddies and cool for these guys. But, again, at the same time, that's kind of how Bruce Arians was as a coach. But, so maybe if Tom Brady comes in, maybe he can have success. But yeah, I think with Schwartz and Monken, I think what the Browns were thinking was maybe this played into it. And they weren't sure. Do we want Schwartz? Do we want Monken? There's only one way we can get both of them. And that's by making Monken the head coach and hoping Schwartz stays on as defense coordinator. Because you make Schwartz the head coach, Monken's got a first-class flight to New York to be with John Harbaugh. Yeah. So there's no chance you could have Monken as your offensive coordinator. If he wasn't head coach, he was going to the Giants. So the only way you could get both of them is Monken head coach and Schwartz defense coordinator, which theoretically still is possible.
It is.
And maybe Schwartz says, all right, it's too late in the process. I'm not going to find another job now. Let me come back for 1 year. We're going to be good again. There's no doubt about it. As long as Myles Garrett stays healthy, they're going to be good again. So let me put in one more year, and then I'll try to find another job, and that'll give the Browns time to maybe groom a defensive coordinator for the future for this franchise. But yeah, it's just a theory. You don't really know. I don't really know why they made this decision. I just assume they think that even if we lose Jim Schwartz, our defense is still going to be pretty good, but we have to get an offensive guy to fix this absolute disaster that we have on offense.
Yeah, and it's God, our offense is horrible. I mean, I'm glad they made the change. I'm glad it's an offensive coordinator and it's an offensive mind. I just want it to be good again. I want to be relevant again. I want to be able to watch on Sunday knowing that we're not going to get 13 points out of our offense and our defense pretty much has to do a complete shutout to win the fucking game. I just want something competitive, Bri. Just something competitive. And it feels like the past 2 years, our offense hasn't been competitive. And if he can get it to that point where I can watch a football game and be okay with losing, 28-24, at least you scored 24 points. I mean, we haven't seen that in how long? It feels like a decade. But hey, give him a shot, right? See what he does.
That's all you can do.
All right, Brian, next transition over. It's Super Bowl time, buddy. Super Bowl is this Sunday. It is Seattle Seahawks versus the New England Patriots in San Francisco, I believe, correct?
I believe so. Yeah, that sounds right.
What Super Bowl is this? Is this like 97? Where are we on here?
The hell if I know. I would guess something in the 60s.
60s? That sounds about right.
Something in the 60s, maybe 50s.
Brian, what are you looking forward to in this Super Bowl, bud? I mean, you got two defensive strong teams. You got one a new coach and a older coach. You got two young quarterbacks going after each other. You got two young running backs. You got Stephon Diggs. You got Jackson Smith and Jigba. You got tight ends for New England. I mean, I'm hoping it's going to be a good Super Bowl, bud. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm excited just for some fresh blood, and that brings the unexpected because, when you have the Chiefs and you have the Niners and you have the Eagles, like we've seen this before, we kind of know how that's going to go. So with these two new teams that have zero Super Bowl experience and these two new coaches that have zero Super Bowl experience, at least as head coaches, you don't know. And I expect it to kind of be maybe sloppy out of the gate, but these are two capable quarterbacks, two quarterbacks that can get hot. Drake May really hasn't looked great in the postseason, but maybe weather has had something to do with that, or just the defense playing its tails off. And then Sam Darnold coming out of nowhere and having his best game of the year and the biggest game so far for them and outdueling the potential MVP. So, I think it should be a blast. I'm excited to watch it. I don't think it has a whole lot of like name recognition that we're used to in the past, just because all these guys don't have that type of experience. Like, people are struggling to come up with like who's the best player in this game. In the past, it's been easy. It's like, oh yeah, Saquon Barkley, Travis Kelce, Pat Mahomes, just all these superstars all over the place. This one, like, I don't know. A lot of people say Smith and Jigba might be the best player in this game, but like, he's had one good season really in his career. They're freaking out this time last year when they traded DK Metcalf. Like, what are we doing? We have no other receivers, and he's kind of stepped up and had a great year, but it's just been 1 year. Same with Drake May.
Yeah, but even Diggs, Stephon Diggs, you didn't think he would. I mean, it's Stephon Diggs. Let's be honest. The name's there, but from the times that he's had a good year. Hunter Henry has been there. I mean, they got a two-headed monster running back with Stevenson and Henderson on Pat's side. They did have Charbonnet on Seattle, but now it's all Walker. Like you said, there's no really big names, but I mean, the one thing I'm excited to see, Bri, is it's a young quarterback that has taken the league by storm with Drake May, even though it sucks that it's the New England Patriots. Fucking again, it's the New England Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I'm excited to see Sam Darnold, that people have passed on and said no. Even Minnesota, like I talked to our boy Evo from what used to be the Lyman Lounge, which is now the Raw Dog Sports. And I said, Bud, how do you feel about this? And he's like, I understand why they made the move for J.J. McCarthy, but you just think about it. Sam Darnold got them to close to the promised land, and they said, nope, wasn't enough. And now he is leading the Seattle Seahawks to a Super Bowl right now.
Yeah, which has been a crazy, just the way the last couple of years has played out. Like, flashback 14, 16 months ago when McCarthy got hurt and his season was over, Minnesota Viking fans were freaking out. Like, our season's done. We're going to Sam Darnold, this backup quarterback. We might as well start tanking, see if we can get a high draft pick.
And Brian, this is also after just a couple preseason games of J.J. McCarthy. It wasn't like it was a true NFL game. It was a couple preseason games.
Well, it just goes to show you how down people were on Sam Darnold. Because it's like, well, we'd rather have this rookie that we took 10th or 11th overall who's looked okay in preseason than to go to this retread quarterback. And so, like, it really is a great story. It's somewhat similar to like what Indiana did, just teams coming out of nowhere. I don't know what the Seahawks were coming into the season for odds to make it to the Super Bowl or win the Super Bowl, but I'm guessing they were not in the top 10, probably not in the top 15. And now they're favored by 4.5 points in the Super Bowl. It's just crazy.
Yeah. And like I said, I'm just hoping for a good game, Bri. It feels like it's going to be an all defensive game.
Right.
And hold on.
That's what I would say.
Who's the halftime show this year?
Kid Rock, Brantley Gilbert, Lee Bryce, and Gabby Barrett, I think.
What?
Yeah.
No. It's Bad Bunny.
I thought you were talking about the other one, the other Super Bowl show.
What do you mean the other Super Bowl show?
There's another one. I just gave you the rundown of the other Super Bowl halftime show.
Oh, there's an alternative Super Bowl. Okay. So they're running two different Super Bowl? Okay. Why?
Well, one isn't sanctioned by. It's all politics. It's all BS politics. Like,
no, not
I'm sure your feed has been flooded with all the political stuff from the Grammys. So it's just I don't want to deal with it. I don't really feel like watching either one. Like just get it away from me.
All right, Bryce. So, hey, what commercial are you looking forward to? I saw a little preview of a Budweiser commercial that you would be all for.
Those are the best. Those are the best. Budweiser. Give me the Clydesdales. All day, every day. The only other ones I think of, like there's consistency with some of these brands. Doritos is the one that comes to mind. But yeah, I don't know any other ones really. Are there any you can think of?
Doritos. I know lately there's one coming up with, I think it's State Farm, and they got Danny McBride and
Okay.
Key. Not is it Key or Peel?
Keegan Michael Key,
Yeah,
the bald one.
Yeah, the bald one. And I think that's going to be a good one. And yeah, bring back the lizards. God, I love the frogs and lizards. You couldn't go wrong with those at all. Those were the great, and even the ferret. Remember the ferret?
No, was that Budweiser?
Yeah, that was with the frogs and the lizards. The ferret was supposed to kill the frogs, and oh, God, I love it. I mean, even Snickers has came out with some great ones.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, that's a good call. Yes, Snickers for sure.
Is it? It just seems like the food ones come out with the better commercials. Like there's been a handful, like the Eat Tray Baby and all that stuff. Do you think there's going to be one this year or GoDaddy? God, do you remember GoDaddy with all the stuff that they brought out with GoDaddy?
I do.
You think there's going to be one that kind of surprises us this year?
I can't really think. No, not really. There's always movies that they'll show like previews for. They're coming in 6 months or something like that. The one I always enjoy is usually whatever network it's on will give you like a little tease for the Masters because that's like the next big sporting event. So that kind of always gives me jazzed up.
March Madness.
March Madness too, yes, but ESPN usually puts something out, or CBS will put something out for the Masters. But what ones are you excited to see? I've got to run. Give me a second.
Oh, you're killing me with this. Like I said, the Budweiser one, I'm super excited to see. They got a one coming out with the Clydesdale that I've already seen. And always, man, it seems like Doritos has had some of the best commercials lately, at least in my recent memory, especially with the what was it, the Dorito dust, where the guy stuck his finger through the wall, and then yeah, everybody knows that one, or the Back in Time. Oh God, that was a great one too. In the chat, let me know some of yours. I know going way back, always had to be the Budweiser frogs. I remember the Budweiser and Bud Light bowl with the beer bottles and the helmets. I remember that. God, there's some great ones. I believe Betty White was one of the ones for Snickers. That was a great one. Man, we've got some great ones coming up. Doritos Time Traveler, guy licking the fingers. Yeah, that's fantastic. But Bri is upstairs. We're going to switch over to Fat Boy Tuesday as he's coming back. And we have, guess what? It's Fat Boy Tuesday. It's Super Bowl foods, Bri. And we have our special guests in here. So let's play the sounder and let's bring them in. As soon as I find the sounder.
And now, it's time for Fat Boy Tuesday.
Oh, it's Bri solo, and now he's not. All right, so Bri, Fat Boy Tuesday, Super Bowl Sunday. That means we got to bring in a super guest. And friend of the show, friend of ours, since we pretty much started this podcast. We love him. One of our great friends, and I got to bring him on because we got to talk some food with him. Let's bring in our boy, I'm pretty sure he's the number one competitive eater in the world. Let's just say it. The other guy's a joke. Just a joke. Let's bring in Nick Weary is joining us tonight. What is going on, Nick?
What's going on, guys? How you doing?
I'm doing
What's up,
good. I'm
Nick?
starting to do your work. I know that you might have to peel out on us at some point in time. By the way, congratulations on 5th place at the bagel eating competition. That had to be completely nuts.
It's definitely a jaw workout. Yeah, I mean, anybody who's had real New York bagels, they're not comparable to like a store brand bagel or something of that nature. They're very, very dense, very chewy. They probably weigh about 5-6 ounces a piece, not including the cream cheese. So delicious, but built for comfort, not for speed.
All right, Brian, we got breaking news.
Oh no, thank you. What you
Breaking
got?
news, buddy. The Los Angeles Clippers are trading James Harden to Cleveland for Darius Garland and a 2nd-round pick.
All right. No, let's roll.
Now he can whine his way out of Cleveland in a year and a half.
Like he's done every other place he's been.
Him and what's his name, Jimmy Butler, have that in common, where it's always somebody else's fault that they have to leave.
Didn't feel like
They're good for about 2 years, and then they start
Outstanding
demanding
players.
a trade.
Yeah, I'm taking nothing away from their ability. They're both phenomenal ball players. Definitely Harden goes on spurts scoring unreal. But there seems to be something, and maybe it's just a personality trait that they both have, where after a period of time, maybe it's like dating somebody who's super attractive and just kind of hard to be around.
Oh, yeah.
Good analogy.
Brother-in-law Chris, thank you so much for the breaking news. Brought it up. Yeah, it was Shams reporting that, so it's definitely breaking news.
Okay.
It's legit.
All right.
Hey, I did not speculate this time, Bri. That's what I get for not speculating.
Leave it to the pros.
I know. All right, so Nick, it is Super Bowl week, bud. First off, Seattle, New England. Bud, how you feeling about it? I know that now you are a Packers fan, correct?
Yeah, it wasn't a great year. We can.
Not gonna lie, I almost wanted
Because you lost to the Browns?
Well, no, that I could have dealt with, but like dealing with the Chicago fans, finally
sure.
winning a playoff
Oh, yeah.
game and like thinking that and then somehow all the announcers are saying now. Don't get me wrong, Caleb Williams might be the most physically talented quarterback in the league right now. Absolutely unreal things he can do with the ball. But praising Caleb Williams after his performance when Jordan Love threw 4 touchdowns and no picks and he's getting bashed, I'm kind of confused on how this is happening. Because if you're going to blame Jordan Love, but then somehow not blame Matt LaFleur, maybe I'm just on crazy pills. So maybe that's just me.
That makes sense. No. Yeah.
But,
I mean, and they were up.
I don't mind it. I think there's lots of things to build on, and you got like 15 guys on IR, most of which are guys like Micah Parsons, Devontae Wyatt, Tucker Kraft. These aren't just like your third string safety. Like these are guys who are having unbelievable seasons before they got hurt. So if you can bring that back healthy and somehow do the cap juggle, maybe bring back Jacobs restructured. I'd love to see Romeo come back, but I think he probably ends up in San Francisco or something like that on a bigger contract. Quay Walker could probably get way more money going elsewhere too. And we have very little draft capital to work with. There's a lot of moving parts, but we'll see how it goes.
Well, hey, we would love to be on your side. At least you're there. We're still trying to figure out what's going on our offense.
You guys have like 4 possible starting quarterbacks. Look at it that way.
Well, 2 of them are Pro Bowlers. Oh, speaking of, I gotta put that on.
I'm going to leave that one alone. That is.
Oh, that's legit. Come on now. Check's clear.
That is sure. Yes.
I love it. All right, Nick. So this is our fun spot to talk because, hey, Super Bowl means just an inordinate amount of parties. It means drinks. It means food. It's just everything. It is Bri's glorious dream because it is an dream. So, Nick, if you're going to go to a Super Bowl party, what are you looking for first?
Oh, that's tough. I think obviously you start with like the apps and what have you. Those will probably come out. But when I think of Super Bowl party, I don't think of like a main per se. It's just going to be like a huge supply of apps. Like I think chicken wings are the fallback. Like that, you have to have some type of wings. Hopefully, a variety of wings, but I'm not gonna be super picky. Like I love traditional medium buffalo, lemon pepper or garlic parm. But I mean, I'm not gonna say no to any wing you put in front of me.
unless it's
Um,
unless it's slapped out of your hand by somebody
yes,
from the Dude
yes,
Network.
unless some gentleman is not using his manners in a wing eating contest.
I'll tell you about that later, Bri. It was
But
All right.
it was the most disgusting thing I have seen in sports history. He
But,
just could not take the L.
yeah, but chips, like I love like a good set, like pretty much any chips. The only one that don't dig are salt and vinegar, but those are kind of a good pacer to get that off the bat. If there's something sweet as an offset, I know people avoid like the fruit and veggie tray, but pivoting to that tray occasionally between salty snacks, I feel like it extends the life of the salty snacks because you're not dying of dehydration yet. A lot of good things. Mozzarella sticks. Maybe I'm just a big child, but I love a good mozzarella. Anything cheesy.
hmm
Or like those layered dips where it's like the cream cheese and then the chili and then the cheese on top. And you got some Tostito scoops. I'd rather just take a spoon and take that dip into the corner and just start hammering that dip. That's real good stuff. But yeah, any dips. You put a dip in a bread bowl. I don't even care what it is. I'm going to eat it. Pizza's a safe fallback. I don't know. And then I suppose eventually you can pivot to desserts, but yeah, really any of those things, man. I didn't know, but I think my favorite part about it is the variety. It's kind of like a Thanksgiving
Right.
in February.
Yes. I mean, Brian,
So,
go ahead.
well, I was going to ask, when you're eating for pleasure,
Mm.
are you still hammering away like 5 or 6 plates, or are you a little more selective?
Not on a daily basis, obviously, because I can't be or I'd be like being rolled through the door if I always ate till I was satisfied.
Well,
you know? But
that guy.
but if I'm going to like a Super Bowl party or Thanksgiving or what have you, I definitely go back for seconds. But that said, I typically go last in the line. And I definitely am still hungry because I almost am more hungry if I eat 2 plates as opposed to 1, because I think there's some signaling to my body like, hey dude, it's go time. Like I think he's shifting. And I'm like, no, do not go to phase 2. Do not go to phase 2, abort. So it's but I do make sure everybody's like, because I also, you can imagine if Miki and I go somewhere,
Yeah, right.
and there's a variety of food, there's kind of like extra eyes, to see
They
if it's
want
gonna
you to
happen.
perform. Yeah. Come on,
So,
perform for
we
us.
try not to be the dancing monkeys, at the get-together. So, yeah,
It's like when Tiger Woods steps on the tee box. Everyone's okay. The professionals at work. Let's
what
watch.
are they gonna do? So it's, are they gonna start racing each other?
Oh, he only ate 10 wieners. I can't believe it.
It's
Jeez.
just boring.
Yeah, what a letdown.
Yeah, but usually it's pretty normal. We did get to do a pretty cool thing last year. Somebody asked us to come and compete against each other at their wedding. And that was
Wow.
Who we've since become friends with these people. At first I thought it was one of my buddies just playing me, in an email. I'm like, this is a work, dude. And then we got to know the people, and they're huge fans. Miki and I, they've gone to Nathan's before. They watch every year. And they reached out and asked if we would be willing to come to their wedding as guests and to perform at the not at the ceremony, but at the reception and race each other in a hot dog contest. And they had like the driving range, big screens, and like a putting range and Mario Kart. So it was a really cool, fun wedding.
Nice.
And when we were in the jerseys, because I'm like, do I dress up or do I wear my jersey or what? So it was pretty cool, man. So that in that regard, in that party, we performed, we turned it on, but for the most part, we try to be, relatively speaking, normal people at get-togethers.
All right. So now I know most parties will have let's just say the 9-foot sub that's all kind of cut up, or the wraps. What would you prefer? Would you prefer a sub that's cut up, or do you want a wrap party?
Oh, dude, that's tough, man. Because like the thing with the big subs, it's hard to do really big food well. It's very admittedly like my uncle's owned a few restaurants. He did some catering, and having done challenges, as you guys know, of 5, 6, 7, 10, 15 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
When you make these, like when the second time Miki and I hung out, it was when I put together the team of 10 that ate the 100-pound burger, which was a 50-pound patty. That's tough to cook well, and stuff like that. So I think with the big subs, sometimes like the bread quality suffers because I don't even know how you cook that.
For sure.
Where with the wraps, kind of like that, I think it's a texture, the good chewy wrap. If they're tightly bound, I don't like when you pick it up and it's all air and you're like, dude, you worked me on this. I paid you for this wrap and it's half air. But a good solid wrap, even those like green spinach wrap things are pretty good. The orange ones, those are pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
But I think texturally, and sometimes you get like a big old goober of cheese, and you don't end up, another fault of the subs, is sometimes you end up with that pocket of mayo that just kind of like water balloons you. You're like, okay, I like mayonnaise, but that was a goober. So I think if I have to vote, I think I'm going wraps.
All right.
Fair.
Right? You got another one?
Well, he makes a strong case for that because yeah, we've had the subs where they just cut them into like 2-inch pieces, and it's just all bread, and you might get like 3, if you're lucky, 3 pieces of meat, and then like a really thin piece of cheese and a tomato, and that's it. So yeah, the pinwheels, I'm a big fan of the pinwheels. But yeah, I'll do a sub, but I feel like if you're gonna do a sub, you almost have to do like what we did at the Super Bowl party last year, because it was Philadelphia. They got Philly cheesesteaks, and you just get a bunch of like foot long subs, and you might just eat like a 6-inch or 4-inch of that, rather than cutting them into like these small, like this giant sub that you're cutting into 2-inch pieces. Yeah, I think you just have to be aware of the quality that you're putting out there, because any sub you put out there, people are going to eat, but it's all about the quality. And yeah, Jersey Mike's was the way to go last year.
I'm not going to lie, but when I go into a Super Bowl party, the one thing I'm looking for is how many crock pots are set up.
Oh, it's solid.
If you got like 10 crock pots set up, you know you're about to have some fun. Like I've been to places that have done like sloppy joes in the crock pot. The other one's got like the cocktail wieners. Another one's got like the Velveeta chili dip. You got like a whole bunch of stuff. But I do have to ask both of you, like if you're going in, you see a crock pot, what's the one crock pot food you're looking for?
Those little like barbecue kielbasa things with the toothpicks in them, like those can be pretty good as long as you're not too sweet. Some people like I don't like super sweet barbecue sauces. Like I like some sweetness, but more like spice and flavor on the back end. Good buffalo chicken dip with actual like big shredded chicken in there. I will house that thing. Like I will talk to Miki while we're there. Like, all right, we got to figure out how to take that shit home. Yeah, figure out how to get that and take it home. But I can't. She's like, you do it. I'm like, no, I don't want to do it. People are gonna pay attention to me. You do it. Like, put it in your purse or something. Get a bag, put it in your purse, and just like, like a good one like that, like some cheese and barbecue chicken. Dude, you can put that on your doo-doo sub bread and make a sandwich in and of itself.
Oh,
like
for sure.
So those are probably the biggest crock pot things I'm looking for. Yeah, but I'm looking under every. The only thing I'm not going to do is if they have like, I've been to one where they had like the brats and they have kraut. I can't do kraut, man.
Whoa, hold on. Really?
Can't do it. I love brats.
Yeah.
But the kraut, like stuff that's like pickled and or fermented, Miki loves all that stuff. That's one of my bugaboos.
So like pickles is out the door for you?
Oh, pickles, no. Like there'd have to be a lot of zeros on a contest check for me to do a pickle contest. I would feel bad because I just can't do it. Like salt and vinegar, I think it's like that vinegar flavor. I don't mind like oil and vinegar on a sandwich.
Yeah.
But like that kraut, or like she loves like kimchi or anything. There's probably 7 different pickled things in my refrigerator right now, none of which will I be eating.
Brian, hey, you gotta tell them about your meatballs, buddy. Fried
Oh, yeah.
meatballs are like phenomenal.
Yep, it's like a barbecue meatball, and it's got some, I think, grape jelly, sometimes some chili sauce in there. So yeah, you got to get it just right though, because
Yeah.
like Nick was saying, you can make it too sweet and it's kind of a turn off, and or you can make it too like liquidy to where it doesn't stick to the meatballs. So you got to be careful. But yeah, it's pretty simple to do, really. But you just got to get that concoction just right.
Yeah, and dude, hey, dips, you got to go with like the good dips too, like the buffalo chicken dip. You got like the taco dip, like Brian and I both like. I'm telling you, I will crush the Velveeta cheese with the Hormel chili. That dip is just like I'll start dunking hot dogs into that one. I don't even care about that one. Brian, is there any other appetizer that you want to see at Super Bowl Sunday?
I think just for me, it's all about, like you were just starting to say there, is the dips. Like that's the number one thing. I feel like I'm not even super picky about what kind of dips there. I just need a couple of variety of dips. I need the tortilla chips, and I need like a cheese dip. Even salsa is fine, or salsa con queso. It doesn't have to be super fancy, but just give me a variety of dips to where I could just load up my plate with a bunch of tortilla chips and get like 3 or 4 different dips with it.
Oh, a good guac, like nachos or a good guacamole is slightly underrated.
Sure.
Horseradish dip. I don't do horseradish.
And fresh salsa. Don't get the jar salsa.
Oh,
get fresh salsa.
You could do some good salsa. Even like sometimes the salsa's got like black beans and corn in there, like the roasted corn. That's pretty good. I like that. Yeah.
I knew you were the right guy to bring on for this episode. I knew it. I knew we would go down.
I'm starving. Dude, I had a salad and soup.
There's some different stuff we do sometimes. Like if you ever had Korean barbecue, they'll do corn with cheese, like super melty cheese. And it sounds weird, but like the saltiness and creaminess of the cheese with like a roasted corn and that little bit of crunch and pop and sweetness. I'm telling you. And they put a little bit of mayo in there. It sounds bizarre. But when we're done with this, Google Korean corn cheese. Sounds completely weird. Change life. It's so good. It works so well, like a salty finish. Like you can do it with Tostitos. They put it on like meat at Korean barbecue. But do some stuff like that sometimes. Like that's another good fatty snack. That's a good one.
Oh, it sounds delicious. I've had like a Mexican street corn dip that will change your life. Yeah, that's all I need if that's what they have.
Now, are you guys down with like obviously the meat and cheese tray is going to come out. You got to have that. What kind of crackers you guys going? Like Ritz crackers? You doing the wheat thins? You doing the saltines?
I want a variety of crackers, preferably. Like
totally agree.
Like the wheat thins are kind of hearty. I kind of like those. Those are nice, especially if you got like a thicker dip. Those are good. The wheat thins, like even like Triscuits. Triscuits are a little underrated. That like texture's nice on those. I think saltines are probably up there. They're the Temu chip of all of them, or like dip of all of them. But yeah, you got it. All of those things, of course, like Tostitos and Tostitos scoops they're a little bit better because you don't end up with as many little crack pieces. You got to probably have plain, just like Lay's, regular potato Lay's. Big fan too. Like you want to have Doritos. Any Cool Ranch or nacho cheese, but you want to offset, I'm not going to fight you. Dude, I'm a chip guy. Like Sun chips, highly underrated. I'll pretty much, again, any chip that is not salt and vinegar, I'm down.
All right. So, hey.
I was going to say for crackers, what is it? It's not Costco, it's Sam's Club. Sam's Club has a multi-grain cracker that is really damn good, and they make it in pimento cheese and ranch, and they're probably better than the original. So.
Is that the one they sample?
Yeah, probably. They're like little like hexagons or something.
Yeah, those are good.
Those are fantastic. Yeah, you could eat them plain. They're really good.
All right, before we get your prediction, Nick, if you're going to that meat and cheese tray, what's the first cheese you're grabbing?
If there's like a sharp cheddar, I like a cheese with
Boy.
some bite to it. Big fan of that. Like a sharp cheddar. Now, if there's fresh, it probably won't be on the cheese tray, but if there's fresh mozz around, like legit mozzarella is just insane. I could just sit there and eat a ball like an apple, but you don't see that as much. Normally on a cheese tray, I'm probably going with the sharp cheddar out of the gate.
Brian, what about you, buddy?
That's hard to beat. The cheddar. I would say for me, it's other than cheddar, it's the marble. I don't know if it's Colby Jack.
Colby Jack.
Yeah, Colby Jack, the marble one, and then the pepper jack for a little spice.
Yeah, I'm either going to go pepper jack or Swiss.
Swiss is good. Yeah, Swiss is pretty solid.
You got good Swiss cheese. That's awesome. And plus, we got a place down in Pearl Valley. And Nick, I'll get you some cheese when you come back to Cleveland from Pearl Valley. Dude, they got like habanero cheese, they got taco cheese, and they're known for their Swiss. Yeah. And they have a lacy Swiss. So instead of like the big holes, it comes in like an oval and it actually looks like lace with all the little holes. But they've won the Swiss like national thing for cheese for like the past 8 years.
Yeah. Solid.
All right, you are coming back to Cleveland, right? You're coming back.
We haven't finalized the qualifiers yet, but as long as if they do it at Palmer Ribbon Rock again, then there's a 99% chance that'll be the one I do. Yeah.
Damn right, because I got to bring you food, plus I got to hang out with you again because I had so much fun. And Brian, what happened is Tony and Johnsy from the Dude Network went down to Tampa, Florida. I think it was Tampa, wasn't it?
Lakeland. Yeah, right next to Tampa. Yeah.
So they went down there for barbecue, cook-off, everything else. Nick shows up. I saw your son there. I didn't know if Mickey was there or not.
Yeah.
And then there's a video of Tony and Nick both holding, I believe, a flat.
I think from what I remember. Yeah.
And they're going to see who could eat the flat the fastest. And Tony goes to start and then slaps the chicken wing out of Nick's hand onto the ground. And they just ate it like he was like the champion. I was like, man, that's a ballsy move right there. That's kind of a dick move.
That's how you beat a world-class eater, I guess. He can tell all his friends about that now for the rest of his life.
The best part about the video is the look on Nick's face, because as soon as they hit the ground, he's like, I'm not eating that. Damn it. Hey, you thought about it for a second. I do have to say that. You thought about it for a second.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, my first eating contest, or my second eating contest ever, I dropped a piece of a burger on the ground in Boston, mind you, outside. And I bent over, picked it up, and ate it.
Oh.
The people who work there were like, you don't have to eat it. You don't have to eat it.
Are you sure?
Intimidation factor.
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right, Nick. Thank you so much for joining us. Give us your score predict for the Seahawks and the Patriots, bud.
Oh, that's tough, man. I think I'm going to go 27-21 Seattle. I was going to pick somebody from Seattle secondary to take an MVP, surprisingly. I think Drake May might make a couple mistakes because Seattle has a good way of a lot of different guys getting pressure instead of one main guy. But I think I'm going to go Kenneth Walker takes the MVP.
All right.
Nice.
You heard it here. Nick, Bud,
good
thank
odds.
you so much for joining us. Catch him at Nick Weary. All of his socials. Him and Mickey are amazing. Go catch him on Instagram. My God, Facebook, TikTok. You guys got it all. Go check them out. They're amazing. Nick, thank you so much for joining us for Super Bowl week. And we're going to have you on again soon.
Oh, no, totally, guys. Whenever, I'm always happy to come on. This is always fun to talk food, football, and a little bit of ridiculousness. So.
And I hope your Packers do better than our Browns next year because
I wish you guys nothing but the best.
I don't think we have to try too hard for that.
Hey, he says that now. I actually said, hey, can I jump on the bandwagon? And then the Browns beat the Packers. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this now? I can't jump on that bandwagon.
You're not welcome anymore.
Give me that hope.
I can't even do it. All right, Nick, thank you so much for joining us. Hey,
No worries.
finish out work, go home, and have a great night.
Thank you, guys. Have a good one.
Thanks,
you.
Nick.
That is Nick Weary, competitive eater, nationally ranked. I think he's like 3rd or 4th. What a great guest. I love him.
He's awesome. Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Such a great guy. And hey, in the comments, hit us up with some of your favorite things to eat during Super Bowl. But it's time now. We got to get into our top 3, Brad. We got to close this show out. You ready, buddy?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. I did hit it. Once again, thank you, Nick Weary, for joining us. Catch him on all the Major League Eating. Him and his wife are amazing. Can't thank enough, Bri. We are doing our top 3, our best bets for the Super Bowl coming up. And Bri, I put mine in a 3-leg parlay. And I can give that to you right now to give you a little base of what I'm looking at.
Well, so still rank them. Give me the most confident, the least confident, or vice versa.
Okay, so most confident that I have got is Kenneth Walker. What is he? The 3rd, the 2nd, the 4th? What is he?
Good. I don't know. Good question.
I got him at 60+ rushing yards.
Okay.
Next confident is the under 45.5. And then the last one is Drake May, 210+ passing yards. If you parlay those together, Bri, it is plus 500.
Okay.
But I do
pretty
have
good
a
odds.
feeling. I think it's going to be a defensive battle, Bri. I don't think it's going to be an offensive onslaught, and I think they do hit the under. I think it's going to be like a. Well, obviously, I got to keep the under.
Yeah, give me. What's your score?
I'm going to go Seattle 24, and I'm going to go New England 21.
Oh, you suck. Okay.
Just hit the under, Bri. Just hit the under.
All right. So I got two honorable mentions. The first one being the under in the first quarter. I'm not sure what it is. It's probably 8.5, 9.5, 10.5, something like that. Give me the under. First quarter. The other one is the second half being the higher scoring half than the first. And then my top 3, I'm going Patriots as to cover the spread. I think the Seattle's probably the better team, but they're just so inexperienced. You don't know what to expect from them, so can't count on them. And then we're similar. Our top 2, I have Kenneth Walker over receptions. Okay. I don't know if it's 1.5. I don't know if it's 2.5. I'm guessing it's like minus 140, minus 150 for 1.5. But Smith and Jigba's their best receiver, and I think Gonzalez will kind of keep him in check a little bit. So I'm going to look for other options and check it down to Kenneth Walker. And then my number 1, yeah, I'm with you. Defensive battle. Give me the under.
Another one to keep an eye on, and I just because it's hit this playoffs, keep an eye on Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp receptions, Cooper Kupp yards, and Cooper Kupp touchdown. That might be a sneaky one to play. And I'm not going to lie, might want to throw in a Cooper Kupp MVP, depending on how he was.
That would be crazy. But you never, like I said, Gonzalez might keep JSN in check. Mm-hmm. And then who's their second option? Is it Cooper Kupp, or I thought they have somebody else?
They got somebody else. Cooper Kupp's been there for him these past
playoffs. He's like their third. Yeah. But yeah, he's been on this stage before, so you probably be able to count on him.
So, Bri, you're taking plus 4.5.
Yep.
Patriots.
Yep.
Okay.
I think it was 3 or 4. It might end up 3 or 4 point game. I'd still pick Seattle to win.
Now, Bri, they do have some great kick returners. Would you throw a little dollar holla on a kick return touchdown during the Super Bowl?
Yeah, Seattle. Their kick returner Shaheed. Yeah, he already did it one time in the playoffs. I would honestly, I might put some scratch on defensive touchdown for both teams.
Oh, good God. Here we go. And people are breaking the news on Network 216 about the trade that just happened.
Is that it? You think, or do they look to make another move?
I think they're making another move, bud.
I hope so.
I think
now that we got rid of Hunter, we need a wing.
Bri, I think there's going to be multiple moves. I think Max Strus is gone.
But who want to trade for Strus? I'd keep Strus around, to be honest, because I don't know what you could get for him.
Well, and that's the other thing. But I know Lonzo Ball is going to be gone.
Yeah, that's fine. Get him out of here.
Larry Nance might be gone.
I hope they keep him.
I think Jared Allen will be gone too.
Yes. I mean, I would almost bet you money he will not be gone. I would sign up for it right now. Get rid of him.
I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to get some wiggle room with the cap because they're in the second apron. So they're trying to make some moves that are looking forward to not only just this year, but next year, because obviously James Harden's going to be coming off the books at the end of the year because he's looking for a contract extension and all that kind of stuff. And of course, he's not going to want to stay in Cleveland. But
I thought I heard that maybe there's a player option for next year, and I could be totally wrong. Yeah. I thought there was a player option for next year, and he's looking for like guaranteed money. So if the Cavs were to give him guaranteed money for next year, he might stick around for one more year.
Yeah, but why would you
do
that?
But that all depends on
37-year-old James Harden.
Well, if he plays well in the playoffs, then you'd definitely think about it.
He hasn't done it his entire career.
He hasn't, but maybe he lets Donovan Mitchell be that guy, and he can just kind of play off of him. I mean, I think it's an upgrade.
I don't know what's.
Yeah, I think it's an upgrade because I never really trusted Darius Garland in big moments, and I think Harden maybe can at least get to the free throw line or make a good pass, and he can create his own shot. I'd be lying if I told you I've been following a lot of the Clippers games this year, so I don't know if it's the James Harden of old or if he's really slowed down. But I thought I heard today he averaging like 25 points or something.
Yeah, he's 25, I think 6 and 5. So I mean, he's still
That's wild. 25 points is a lot of points. I know not in today's NBA, but that's still a good amount.
All right. I was told not to forget about trivia, which is brought to you by City Dogs Cleveland.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Can you name the 5 teams that James Harden has played for besides now your Cleveland Cavaliers?
I'm going to try to go in order. There's one I'm not sure of. So he started with OKC.
Mm-hmm.
Then I believe he went to the Rockets.
Boom.
Then I don't know. I think he went to the Nets, then the Sixers, then the Clippers.
Boom, you got them all right in a row.
Right in a row, Nets, then Sixers. I couldn't remember if it was the Sixers, then Nets, or vice versa.
It was the Nets because they tried the Kevin Durant,
Big
James
Three.
Harden. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it did not work out at all. So,
not at all.
Not even close. So,
Kyrie.
Was it Kyrie, James, and Kevin Durant?
Kevin Durant. How did they not do any? I mean, they probably were very close. Of course, they had a lot of injuries that year. But yeah, they didn't win squat.
All right, everybody. Thank you guys so much for watching. Chris, thank you for the breaking news. Justin, James, Raul is in here tonight. Also, Nick Weary. Please go give him a follow on all his socials. Him and Mickey are the best. Thank you for taking out your time, hanging out with us, and talking some food with us. Got little pointers on some food there, Bri, with the wheat thins and the couple other crackers you got to check out.
For sure.
And Bri, bud, Super Bowl Sunday's coming up, but I hope you have a blast.
I will. I'll be right here in this chair, probably watching the whole game.
All right. Well, give them a God bless. Let's send them off right.
Yep. God bless you. God bless America.
All right. We are Legal Ham in the Face. Thank you guys so much for watching. Go give us that like and subscribe on all of our social networks at Ham Illegal. And we will see you guys next Tuesday. Have a great night. We are definitely uncorked, unloaded. We're out. We'll see you.